So today, as the title said, the urgent video for all crypto investors or people in the crypto space right now who probably might be getting a bit euphoric and suckered into what's called the relief rally, which is after a big crash. We're starting to see some green shoots up and we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Now, today's rundown is going to be a warning why I think we're not out of the woods yet and what's going on and where I think we're going to be positioned from the next few weeks, maybe in a few months. We're also going to look at some of the news, not crazy stuff because a lot of it's waffle out there, but there's some great tweets been going on about what's been happening and why the whales are manipulating and how you can sort of understand what's going on. And we're going to finish today's rundown quickly. We're just looking at the charts, see where Bitcoin's sitting, see where Ethereum's sitting, see what we're going to look at to where we need that price action to go before we start looking to sort of get out of the woods, which is where the bears are, obviously, because bears live in the woods. So if that sounds like something that's going to be interesting to you, you want to get ahead of the game, stay tuned and let's get into the video. So, hello everyone. Today's rundown, we're going to go through a massive warning to all crypto investors, all people that have got money in the market and are wondering what's going on with this crash. Now, I know to get viewers, to get the headlines, we always want to talk about good things, positive vibes, the euphoria. You know, if I put a tagline on this video saying we're out of the bull, we're out of the bear run, we're straight into a bull market, new all-time highs next week, I'll get 1,000 clicks, 100,000 clicks, whatever. But that's not reality, and that's not what we want to push. I mean, yes, my channel's quite new, but the messages I'm putting across are not. So what we need to understand is that whenever you're investing in something you're not 100% sure in, which is a lot of people in crypto and in this space at the moment, you need to understand that there's clever people out there with big money, big power that can make big moves. Now, obviously, I look at the markets every day. I look at the news. I look at the tweets. I'm in groups. I have other people that I liaise with, and we talk about what's going on in the markets and stuff like that. And there's been sort of like a guy that's come to light, and he's tweeted some of the stuff that I've known has been in the big market game, sort of like the commodities, the FXs and stuff like that for many, many years. But to see it's kind of like coming into crypto where the whales want to sort of pump a lot of the money, consolidate it. We can see on the blockchains there's a few addresses that are causing these big sort of buy-ups. They see it, they consolidate it, and then when the time is right, they sort of dump on the market. They cause it to pull down. The price of Bitcoin crashes. People that have brought in high then end up losing their money and filling up the bags of the whales, which have just been dollar cost averaging in and buying in all the way through, and just accumulating these massive amounts of Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is you're sort of like invested in. And when the time's right, they pull the rug from under your feet, they sell, they drop the price back down, and then guess what? They go again. They kid you into this sort of like euphoria stage of the relief rallies come in, and they sort of get you flowing back in, because you know yourself, if you was a whale, why, if this is a proven method that works, why would you do it once? You'd do it as many times as the market allows you, right? So this is why I think we have to be a lot more careful. We have to be a lot more sort of vigilant. Now, this is not great. We as influencers, as YouTubers, don't want to be coming on having to stop all our research into coins, to research into what's happening in the market, to find that these idiots have been messing around with what's a good, exciting, kind of profitable space of crypto. And we just need to get on with it. Let us get on with it. Let us look at the projects. Let us back projects that are good. If we're backing a project that's good and we put the research in and the hard-earned money, sweat and tears, let's earn a few quid off it. That's what we're here to do. But when we're getting manipulated, it's sort of like not giving us a fighting chance. It's like turning up to war in an army with water pistols when the other enemy's got submachine guns. It's just not a fair fight. And that's what we're seeing going on in the crypto space at the moment. Now, I'm going to read through this tweet that this guy's done, and if you want to follow him, his Twitter handle's on there. But I've known this for a little while, and I even reached out to him today and had a chat with him and said that, you know, I've seen this in the space before, but absolutely nailed it. Comparing what he said's happening here to how the Bitcoin sort of chart's gone on the glass node. When you're looking at it, mmcrypto put out a good comparison about how the whales were sort of manipulating the sale of Bitcoin, and we're also looking at this tweet here. So if I'll read it out with everyone as well, but if you just have a look here, it says some insider information on the FUD. We'll ignore that bit, with markets by someone who has blood on their hands many times before. So what he's saying here is he knows about this because he's done it many times before and he knows all about it. And he's not going into great detail on it, but he'll give you an overview. So what we'll do is we'll read it together. So and I'll explain it because I know what's going on here. So I'll explain it a little bit better. So first is a quick intro. This just tells you about him. Prior to his move to crypto, he was a senior executive at a dominant company. So he's just giving himself clout, really. He's just saying that, you know, giving a bit of background to say he knows what he's talking about, and he's been in the sectors. He's been in with massive amount of money, with justified that small nations, that he's had high volume, been trading under regulations, etc., etc. But this is where it gets interesting. In 2016, he YOLO'd into crypto by launching a full service company covering, and here we go, it called the legal and regulatory kind of mumbo jumbo, the solidarity development, pumping out all these shit coins you love. So what his terminology is great, but what he's trying to say is here is he's saying that he has created a company that sort of, you know, pumps out all the information on the coins that everyone loves, to market them, to do the PR in, a bit like what the YouTubers do and some of the other people do. They shill, you know it in the businesses, they shill these coins, and, you know, we're trying to pump in them bags to the moon, etc., etc., for the smart money to exit with minimal wreckage. So what he's saying here is he's trying to pump them in to get the money up for these companies without the minimum wreckage. But here we go. In all, he serviced 50 clients, mostly vanilla ERC20s, but all you early kiddies will know it as NFTs. So it's just the terminologies, like from the Wall Street terminology to, or wherever this guy trades, to what we call it in the kind of technology stage. And then he goes on to say, obviously, that back then we was using them to build stuff like SKRs and for the physics of gold, private banks, Hong Kong. So what he was saying is he was just using them to package up, a bit like the deals that get packaged up, to sort of like put them all together to maximize profits. We also did a lot of sentiment management for our OTC deck. Now, I won't worry too much about the terminology of these things. What I'm going to put in perspective is his company was paid to go out there, find all these coins that had effectively a low market cap, that were ripe for harvesting. All these coins, me, you, and a lot of people are invested in, whether it be coins at the time or whatever it is he was looking at. This is just him talking about the market. So this is where it gets interesting. So say you're a fund waiting to be exposed to Bitcoin. So you're a fund, you want to get into Bitcoin, but you think you missed the ample opportunity because everyone's doing at the time the laser eyes. You think Bitcoin's going to 100,000 when you knew before Elon Musk tweeted it was 33. You're going to think as a company, shit, I don't want to get into this at double bubble. So what do? I need to reach out to these guys or these companies, and this is where he says QS. And he'll say, okay, you think you've missed a dip, I need an optimal entry, what do I do? Hence QS, his company. He'll say, what flavour of dip would you like, sir? Preferably this morning. Do you want us to cause a flash crash? Do you want a liquidity hunt, you know, where everyone's getting liquidated and then they buy back in on sort of like the day trading thing? And then obviously the company chooses, and he says, excellent choice. the end of the bull market is, and he says, I want to cause the end of the bull market, which everyone thinks is happening at the moment. So then they can crash it back down to the bear market, while everyone's sort of in a turning their back on running panic crypto stage. These companies come in and clear up all the carnage, like the clean team on an absolute fire sale of a discount. So then he goes into saying the steps he does it. So step one, he'll do all the groundwork. They pay several low-tier media companies, outlets to publish bearish news. You know, this is all the crap this is where you're going to really start relating to what this guy's saying now. This is all the crap you've been seeing in the news. You know, is it the end of the bull market? Is crypto down? Bitcoin's been steadying along. We're not enjoying gains from 33,000 to 60,000 in the couple of months period that Bitcoin happened, because we've had that euphoria stage. We forgot all about that. All we're seeing now is the bear market coming in, because Bitcoin's not really moving. It's getting boring. It's not exciting for us. We want to go all like Dodge Father, shit coins, pump, throw our money into Safe Moon, come rockets and all that lot, and let's get all carried away with ourselves. So this is where he starts spreading the FUD. He gets the low media news agencies to sit there, you know, starts promoting it on the channels, starts getting stuff out there. So then, step two, he'll pay several contributors in Bloomberg, Forbes, these are the kind of the companies with clout, now to publish the stories that are citing in these other crap articles. So then, it'll start giving the stories a bit more weight. So here he goes. A, the writer meme is real. B, there is a derivative of fresh content. So he's just going through here, like, of what's going through, what's happened. And all these people here, you see it all here. Look, Cointelegraph, do you know what I mean? Big one of them. Even though I read a lot of news off here, Bitcoin.com. He's just giving an example where he would go to, and where probably these other people have gone to. And we know this is true because we've read it. We've all read it on these sites. So now he's got his content and some lower tier news sites and a few tier ones. This is where the breakout of the Rolodex happens. So what he's saying here, he's going to start pushing this even further. He's going to ping everyone he knows in the tech industry, everyone he knows who he's been on a conference for, and he's going to FOMO them in. He's saying, you're missing out on this story, dude. You know, you want to get in. Reuters want to be on this. You don't want a low tier news company having breaking news that you've not got. So of course, these little mice take the bait and boom, they're scurrying around printing the stories. So this is where he says the story gains momentum. And it hits the PR wires. All the sites are printing this. All of a sudden, there's panic coming out in the market. Then it's time to break out their influencers to say, these guys, you need to tweet the stories, get the variants, the words, the sentiment, pickers, you know what I mean? China banning, there's been a hack, whatever it is that's causing, you know, China having 6-7 bans every cycle. And this story's really picked up momentum now. So now you're starting to understand all this has happened to us. This really happened. There's some people that are going to disagree with this, but you're probably the ones that lost money because this has happened. Like, you could do, if you'd just done what I'd done before I've even videoed this story, I've gone all the way back and look at the fundamentals of this. And it has actually happened. So this is why it's a warning. You know, this kind of stuff is happening. So here it goes. Like, the retail then starts to see the dump on Twitter. So once all this panic's coming in, they start to see rush to Twitter to find the CNT is engrossed in all this news story. The panic then starts to step in, starts to dump, and the liquidations begin. The retail sells, cascading the stop losses, which is the SLs, and the liquidations. To finish the job, they drive the price down to where the orders want, and they dump on all the rally to keep the momentum high. And bingo, he's achieved what he wanted to achieve. Now, this is all for today. Now, he said that's all for today, but he's given a great explanation a bit about how, in a quick briefing of how you can do it and how it does get done. And you can start thinking about this now, that whether it be news in, I don't think Elon Musk was in this. You know, he's all Elon Musk would have done is they would have just used that as a trigger. That was a bonus for them. Elon Musk wouldn't knowingly have done this. He had his own agenda, right? But they would have piggybacked on that and used this as a trigger. I know if I was in this position, I would have done that, etc., etc. So this is why you can see the whales manipulating. And also, even when you cause the mass panic, and this is one contribution to the factor, then you've got the contribution to the factor that the whales have already got this in mind. So something is not put here, which I've seen on the charts and on the notes and stuff like that, is the whales have already got this in mind. But once they see this hit, that then triggers them to think, okay, shit, I was planning to do this on the euphoria stage, but somehow this has been triggered a bit earlier. This is a time to then trigger their kind of red get out of jail free button, and they then piggyback on it. So not only, because you think, well, how can one kind of media company, how can one sort of company have all this weight and be manipulating it this much? That's just one person with what they buying, just a mil, 2, 3, 4, whatever coins. But if you've got to think that these people are smart, they know that these whales are accumulating to dump on the market because they're there to make money. They've got no love of Bitcoin. They've got no love of crypto. The smart money's got no love of anything other than money. They want to make money. That's their job. That's what they're paid to do. That's what they do very well. And that's what we have to have a warning against. So you can see now there's so much manipulation in the market. And these things are happening. The whales are pumping and dumping. The institutions are trying to get your money, trying to take your money and get in a better price. So you're having to fight all these factors, as well as stay ahead of the market, as well as try and look for good buying entries, as well as try and come up with the funds to buy into these things. So this is why I say it's a warning. So I don't personally think we're not in a bull market. I definitely still think we're in a bull market, looking at the indicators. But I think because of the vastness and the severity of what happened with the flash crash, it did put us in and did put everything in, which you'll see in the charts, into a sort of like a downtrend. So you can, and it won't totally make sense, but you can have a sort of a mini bear market within a bull market. So nothing can go straight up hockey stick style. So it's going up. You've had a flash crash. It's caused fear, panic in the market. Everything now is trying to find the bottom. Then it's trying to sort of hit the bottom, have a bounce, have a relief rally, which I think it is. Now it's trying to see if it can test that resistance again. If it can go through resistance and can gain momentum, then Bitcoin's on another rally. If it gets rejected at resistance, we may see a further pullback. So this is why you should never see these relief rallies of what I've been seeing on a lot of the socials is, oh, the bull run's back here. It was just a flash crash. Everyone was able to fill in at a discount. We're back off again. Do you know what I mean? And they're ready to jump on that Bronco bull and ride it all the way up to 100k Bitcoin. I could bet everything I own on this shit. That ain't going to happen straight away. I'm telling you now, that will not happen straight away. The volume's not there in the market. The appetite's not there in the market at the moment because of obviously the fear. But it will get there. It might go sideways for a bit. It might take weeks, months, and we slowly grind it out. But this is a good thing, right? We don't want things to shoot up, shoot down. We want things to sort of gradually go up, consolidate, hold their strong points, because then this then makes it a lot harder for these whales to manipulate it. If things are just pumping up and pumping down, they've got the leverage, the money, the means, what this guy's saying on the tweet. They've got everything in their power to make this kind of stuff happen. So I hope what I said makes sense. I hope regarding this warning and what's being tweeted out there and how that's why I wanted to put how the news works and stuff like this. It's sort of like you understand now that there's masses of money in the crypto space now, trillions of dollars. Now, it's like anything. You throw the best pieces of fish, ham, whatever, meats, food in the water, you know what I mean? As nice little law-abiding, cool, kind of funky little clownfish, angelfish, we're going to come up and have a little feed. But it's also going to attract the sharks. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to attract the sharks. And then sharks are going to come tearing in, take their big slice, and then leave with them. Because with the smart money and the big money comes the smart problems and the big problems. What this guy tweeted about is a smart problem. The guys are clever. They manipulate. They do things that if you don't know how finance works and how trading industry works, you're never going to see. So this is why it's a stark warning, just to be vigilant. I'm not saying don't, I'm still investing, I'm still got my money in, I'm down on my profits. I'm obviously, everyone got hit, but we're just now having to put another angle to our sort of armor on, because we've got another battle to proceed to gain these great profits that we know we can all have from crypto. This big money we can get from these face melting euphoria altcoin stages that then we'll harvest off and then pump back into the stable Bitcoin, Ethereum when that price drops, ready then to go through to the bear market to buy up low, ready for the next bull run, being smarter, wiser and richer. That's the game, that's the goal, and that's what we want to do. So hopefully that's been educational for you. Hopefully, thank you to that guy, obviously, for refreshing everyone's memories and actually putting it down in a tweet. He deserves every bit of credit you can get. I think his Twitter handle was on there, because I'm firmly behind that, firm believer behind that, because I've seen that happen firsthand in the markets. I mean, I've been investing in the banking area and investing for over 10 years in London, and I've seen this kind of crap happen firsthand. Normally I'm watching people do it and I'm not participating in their markets, but now obviously I've seen it in a market where my money's at stake. Should we all have been a bit wiser to it? Well, no one's seen this kind of crap in crypto before, because it definitely wasn't there in the last bull run, because there wasn't much smart money in there. So no one, especially you or anyone who's lost money, cannot beat yourself up about this. No point saying I should have took profits earlier, I should have done this. Everyone's saying you should always dollar cost average pump, because we know crypto's vulnerable, we know everything. But if you had a plan, you're going to stick to your plan, and in your plan, I can guarantee it wasn't in there, it wasn't in mine, it wasn't in these best investors, it wasn't in all these YouTubers' plan to say combat the manipulation and combat the whales. It would have been in no one's plan. So you cannot beat yourself up about it. All we can do is dust ourselves down, brush our shoulders off, go back now smarter, harder and more determined to take our slice of the pie back. And that's what we're going to do. So a big one and a big warning. Sorry it's not glamorous, sorry it's not being delivered in with a big bow on saying the bull market's here and your money's coming back and everything like this. But I just think people that watch this channel and people that I sort of deal with, I want you to know that you have to be careful out there. So now let's look at the charts. Now, when we look at this, we're just going to cover Bitcoin and Ethereum today. I know there's a lot of altcoins out there, and if none of this makes sense, or you're struggling with something, or you want an altcoin, because I do a lot of technical analysis, just drop a note in the comments below, or just comment out there. But also smash the like, subscribe, put the bell button on, so you know all this information that I research will save you the time that you don't have to do it. You can just watch one video, get pretty much a mix of what everyone's doing without the crap of trying to sell you, the dream, so I get more likes and more viewers. But this will be kind of like the real, the core, the backbones of what I think is going on in the market. So these charts are not glamorous. When we look at the Bitcoin chart in a moment, you're gonna, obviously it's expected. It's not a glamorous chart, as you can see here. It's pretty grim looking. Bitcoin, and I like to use the 4 hour, because obviously we can use a daily, but Bitcoin and that like moves a lot quicker. Bitcoin and Ethereum move quite quick, and we like to sort of get a grasp of how it's panning out. Now, Bitcoin's sort of staying in this channel between 37 and 38. It's pretty much where it was before today got in. It was sort of floating around, and even when we looked at before the crash, even when we looked at it, it was in sort of like a bouncing stage. Obviously it's just bouncing at a lower price now. The thing that people are going to start telling you about this Bitcoin is we can see a pattern forming. You know what I mean? We can pull up, we'll just pick any kind of chart that picks us, or any timeline that picks us, whether it be the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily chart. We'll just pick one that looks like it's got a nice pattern. We'll say we've got a nice, reverse head and shoulders forming, and this is the neckline, and yes guys, we're going to break up, smash the like, give me 100,000 followers, and I'll just delude you into banging more money in. But that's not what we do on this channel, as you know. So this is where you've got to err a side of caution, because Bitcoin's still in a downtrend. It's not getting its momentum. We had this crash down here, we had this big buy box here, People have brought in this buy zone because for me, this is where the bottom was on this crash, where it steadied out. So people are just getting up there. They've tried to, like I say, get the relief rally, a bit of momentum, but obviously the volume's not really there. There's a bit of volume there, but that's just people trying to get Bitcoin at a discount. But it's not took any of this on a massive rally, so to speak. So now we're just sort of bouncing on. This is the 5-day. You see the 5-day moving average. Now it's holding as a nice little support bump at the moment. Now this could go either way. We could go up and test what I think this is the key resistance, that if Bitcoin gets to 41, 42 and gets rejected at this level, it's going to drag the altcoins down a little bit, because obviously, as you know, the same thing's going to happen with Ethereum, and then it's going to lose a little bit of confidence that's regaining in the market, and we could come down, start testing these levels back again before we start moving back up. Now, as you know, and as I say on the charts, we need to sort of get above this line, break through it, bounce off it, cross this 144 moving day average, and start going into an uptrend. And this then will put us on in this channel to get us to a stage where if we can get to this resistance, and on here it's about 59,000, but I reckon around the 58 to 59,000 mark, even here about the 58,000 mark, if we can get past that and close a 4-hour candle above it and take a bounce off it, I think then we'll flip on Bitcoin and we'll start turning Bitcoin into an uptrend, like a moving uptrend, not just this cross trend here. And then we can be bullish again on Bitcoin. But as you can see, the way things are moving since the crash, we're a long way from here to here. I mean, I'll just put it on here a second. We're about, Bitcoin's got to go up another about, to be safe, about another 59% from here. So that's a lot. Bitcoin's got a lot of work to do. So, and I don't think we're just going to have a shoot straight up there like we used to see in the sort of like the parabolic stages where Bitcoin was having this massive momentum here. Look, and we were shooting up. We're having, like, you remember the days where we're all singing "Pump It Up," and around about here we're all lasered eyes up to the tits. Do you know what I mean? We're going mad, like it's madness, like. And you think around this support level here, where it's coming down now, is where this was the Elon Musk tweet, do you know what I mean? And then boom, off we went, and we was up to new all-time highs to the resistance. But as you can see, we've got a lot of work to do. So that's why I'm telling everyone to sort of be cautious, be careful. Obviously this is the Bitcoin USDT. It'd be the same for Ethereum, although Ethereum's bouncing in this nice channel here, and I think it's got not as far to go. Like, obviously, if you think Ethereum, before it gets back to its good stage from here to where I think it needs to be in the thing, we're probably just looking at a 40%, like, to get to 3,500. Once it breaks this and pumps, I still think it needs to get to about here before we start seeing a good uptrend. But again, no matter what's happening with the market with Ethereum, we need the conditions to be right, because if we've got idiots and manipulators and all these clowns, you know what I mean, messing with our hard-earned cash, we're going to be fighting a losing battle. But what that said is I definitely think we're in a bull market, and well, I know we are, and we shouldn't be shorting anything. We shouldn't be panic selling or panic doing anything like that. And I'm not just saying it because obviously I want everything to go up. It's because I want to gain momentum in the market. I want us to be stronger than the manipulators. And obviously we can do that collectively. You've seen that with the way the Reddit did it with the GameStop. You've seen the way they're trying to do it with shorting another mortgage company and stuff like that. When you've got power in numbers, and the markets and the retail people have enough of the smart money and say, look, you know what, we've been in crypto longer than you. We put a lot of heart and soul into it. You just come in with your money, which is fair enough, but you need to start playing a bit more fair, which I know they're not going to do, but we can start saying we're going to take momentum back. but it's tough. It's tough. So we just need to be vigilant. And then the way we can do that is, and I'm going to do another video, is we need to have a better plan. We need to have a better exit strategy. So if when these clowns and these manipulators are buying up all the way on the way up, we're going to start plucking away at their profits. The money they're putting in, we're going to start taking their slices off. So yes, when it gets to the battle at the end and they're dumping and your money's, because it can take weeks to get up 60%, but in 6 hours, in 2 hours, your 60% could be gone. But if it's just profits and we're taking money out and we're always in a profitable stage, then we're not going to be so sad or so sort of bitter or negative. So I hope all this makes sense. I know sometimes it can be overwhelming with information, but these markets are complicated. This information's not easy. The stuff that's happening within the markets now is not straightforward, that you go on Binance, you put your money in, you put $1,000 in on a Monday, and Thursday you see $2,000. Them kind of days in crypto are not happening at the moment. They will happen when the euphoria stage comes, but at the moment we've just got to weed all the crap out, all these fuzz and shit stuff out. So definitely think we should err on the side of caution. I think, like I say, Bitcoin has got a little way to go before it gets out of this stage. Obviously, a long momentum. It was about 60%. So I think Bitcoin's going to be boring. I think you can probably take a break from crypto for a little bit. It's going to trade sideways. There is some good videos coming out there. I know that Martini guy's doing a post where he's doing 10k to 100k, showing you how even when you're sort of buying the scraps, fighting for the scraps and getting up what bits of the coins are pumping, you can still make money. Obviously, a lot of his was made when he brought the first 10k in the dip on Sunday. So, you might have missed that boat at the moment, but who knows? Even 10k to 20k is good, doubling your money. So check that out. Maybe that's a good thing to get yourself a bit more calm and a bit more stable. But yeah, like I say, at the moment, it's just a warning. I don't want anyone to get wrecked. I definitely don't want these whales manipulating and taking money from people that watch this channel. They're definitely, like, even me, I couldn't get out of everything quick enough. Obviously, I was in a stage where I'm still in profit because obviously I had plans and stuff that a normal investor does in place. And obviously the money I made before. So, and I've been in this crypto space and I've been in things where I've lost 70,000-80,000 before and had to claw it all back. So there's no emotion there from me. But if people like us that have been through it don't explain what's going on and explain what's happening to you people out there, then how do you have a fighting chance to just make a few quid, earn a few crusts, and just try and make a better... Some people are just trying to make a better life for themselves, and they're getting robbed by these sharks, which is absolutely crap in my opinion, and I don't like it. So if I can do that, if I've got the means, the time, the knowledge and the contacts to weed this crap out and to share it with everyone, although the channel's quite early stages, do you know what I mean? But I don't care if only 2 people watch this. You know what I mean? I'm not on YouTube to make money. I make money through investments, cryptos, day-to-day stuff, through my businesses. I do this because A, I enjoy it. It's a hobby I'm lucky enough to just make money from. And B, I wish I had this when I was around. I wish I had people telling me this kind of information. I mean, you go on some guys' YouTube channels. I mean, I'm chatting a lot of people out here today. You go on even Crypto Busy. You know what I mean? Them guys, I'll call them Bill and Ben. I don't know what their names are, but they all seem like little chuckle brothers to me. But they throw out some great kind of... They're young kids. They're excited. I don't even know if they're my age or what. I don't know, but they look young. Excitement and stuff like that. They're pumping it. You know what I mean? And they're telling you some good fundamentals. They call good coins. They've got a good team behind them, and they're doing a lot of kind of information about dollar cost averaging, strategies, plans to stay good in crypto. And yeah, they definitely got their shizzle together. So anyway, been great doing this video, and I hope, even like I say, reaches out to normally a few hundred, get to 1,000, smash that like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and hopefully, even if I just save one person losing all their money, panicking and having such a crappy day and week, then I've done my job. So I'm Christian. This is Crypto Ripto. I hope you've enjoyed this video. So stay safe and don't get wrecked.